Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring a nation that seems to be living in the future, yet is deeply, beautifully rooted in its past, Japan. Okay, let's just dive right into that question, because when you look at Japan, it really feels like they might already be there. The tech, the efficiency, in a lot of ways, they are living in a world that feels decades ahead of us. Get this for a perfect example. In Japan, if a train is just 1 minute late, it's considered a major incident, a serious failure. And that's not just about being on time. It's a little window into a whole culture of absolute precision. And that mindset, well, that's what powers some truly incredible technology. And that precision leads to this, the famous Shinkansen, Japan's bullet trains. We're talking 320 kilometers per hour, but they're so ridiculously smooth that you could sit there and sip a cup of tea without spilling a single drop. It's wild. And if that's not futuristic enough for you, they've got trains that literally hang from the tracks, just gliding through the sky like something you'd see in a sci-fi movie. So you have to ask, how did Japan become this beacon of the future? Well, the story, kind of surprisingly, starts from a place of total ruin. So let's talk about how this modern powerhouse was forged from the rubble of the past. Right after World War II, the country was just devastated, and its products, they were actually known for being some of the worst in the world. But then, something profound happened. A nationwide quality control system was put in place, creating this massive collective mission for excellence that completely flipped its reputation. This wasn't just a new rule, it was a fundamental change in the national mindset. And the results of that incredible turnaround, Japan now has the world's third largest economy. So the really important question is, who are the people behind all of this? What makes them tick? And that brings us right to the heart of Japan, its people, who really embody a fascinating series of paradoxes. You see this incredible push and pull in Japanese society. On one hand, you've got this immense drive, a deep respect for work, a 99% literacy rate, and a reputation for being among the most hardworking people on the planet. But there's a flip side. Life can get so focused on work that entertainment gets pushed aside, leading to high rates of depression and stress. It's such a known issue that the government has even installed games in public spaces just to encourage people to relax a bit. But here's another one of those paradoxes. Despite that high-stress environment, the Japanese people have one of the longest life expectancies in the world, a full 12 years longer than the global average. And that's largely thanks to a healthy diet with lots of seafood and vegetables and a generally more active lifestyle. This idea of personal accountability is a huge cornerstone of their society. But all that seriousness in their professional life exists right alongside a culture that is also wonderfully and sometimes just plain weirdly unique. So let's dive into some of the unique cultural quirks that make Japan so absolutely captivating. This is where you really see that mix of practicality, creativity, and tradition. Yep, you heard that right. Bathing in noodle soup is a real spa thing. Farmers figured out how to grow square watermelons so they fit better in the fridge. You can find literally hundreds of Kit Kat flavors you won't see anywhere else. And that sound you were always told was rude, loudly slurping your noodles, is actually a compliment to the chef. Oh, and it's also the culture that gave the world Sega and Doraemon. And what about convenience? Japan has absolutely perfected it. There are over 5 million vending machines. They are everywhere, and they sell everything from hot meals and fresh eggs to clothing and umbrellas. Anything to save you a bit of time in a super fast-paced society. And of course, you can't talk about Japanese culture without talking about the food. Sushi is probably its most famous export. A simple, elegant dish of vinegared rice with other ingredients, like raw fish. It's a staple you'll find pretty much everywhere. It's this deep culture, combined with all the modern marvels, that makes Japan such a top-tier travel destination. So you might be wondering, how can I actually go see this incredible place for myself? Well, let's break down what you need to know. So for visitors who need a visa, the process is usually pretty straightforward, but you definitely have to be prepared. The cost is often low, but the really crucial part is getting your documents in order. Things like bank statements and proof of employment are key. And appointment waits can be long, so my best advice is to plan way in advance. Once you get there, the list of things to do is just endless. You can marvel at the iconic, absolutely majestic Mount Fuji. You can get totally lost in a world of light at the amazing Team Lab digital art museums. You can step back in time at Osaka Castle or the stunning UNESCO village of Shirakawa-go. And for a truly Japanese experience, you've got to try staying in a futuristic, budget-friendly capsule hotel. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Japan is a living paradox. It's a place where ancient temples and peaceful, timeless villages sit right alongside upside-down trains and sprawling neon cities. A trip to Japan isn't just a vacation. It's honestly like taking a journey through time itself. Which leaves us with one last question to chew on. Is Japan's unique blend of deep tradition and nonstop innovation a blueprint for the rest of the world? Or is it a one-of-a-kind story that could only ever happen there? That's a thought we'll leave you with. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we hope you're inspired to learn more.